make a digital vision board, you want to go to Canva and then create a blank document. Get a completely blank form because we're starting from scratch. I'm going to type in my word for the year first because I want it to be front and center, and then I'll come back. So for my pictures, I'm going to go into Pinterest because I like getting pictures from Pinterest. I want some gym photos, so I'll screenshot that, crop it and save it in my photos, and I'll search for whatever else I need. For example, here I was searching for an alarm clock and I just decided to do it from my phone instead because I have the aesthetic. So I screenshot a lot of 4 a.m. alarms and I crop it, and then afterwards I saved it to my photos. You can search for other pictures in Pinterest of stuff that you want. So now I'm looking for YouTube because I want to become a paid YouTuber this year, and the YouTube sign on my vision board is going to represent that. Remember, when finding your vision board photos, you just need photos of what it will represent and not necessarily the thing itself, because you will know what it means to you. Next, I was looking for a car and I found a SUV that I thought that I wanted. And after looking, I'll just choose one and then add it to my vision board. So after I find all my pictures, I upload them to Canva. That's what I'm doing here. And then I'll paste them back on that blank board. I'll just put all of them there once, and then I'll resize them and put them all over the page. You really don't have to worry about making this perfect because it's abstract. I mean, it's really not about perfection. It's just ensuring that you know the goals you want and you put the pictures together while trying to make it look as balanced as possible. So for some photos, they'll be large, and for others, they'll be smaller. And to do that, all you need to do is tap it and pinch it with your fingers. Canva is pretty user-friendly. Once you're finished resizing your photos and making them balanced on the page, you can start editing that word. So you can position them forward. You can see me doing that here. To do that, you just click on the photo and then you press position right there, and afterwards you'll see it say forward or backward, and you can go ahead and choose whether you want the picture to be in the front or towards the back. So for example, this picture that I'm doing now, you'll see that I kind of rearrange it and I put it back. That's a fruit photo. For the word of the year, I'll bring that to the front of the page and I'll choose a font that I like. This took me a hot minute because nothing looked like it could match with the background, and what I decided to do was give it its own background, and that way it wouldn't have to interfere with the background. So I added a shadow that's in effects and then I put a color on it. I think this one was gray or something of the sort, but you can see me adjusting the font size so it's more centered in the page, and it flows well, so it can flow well. And you see where I adjusted the color of the background there. You see it looks white and gray. I wanted to change it up a bit, so I ended up going with white and then I went with something else. But what you can do is just try out different colors to see what works best, and you'll know, of course, then what looks great for it, because this looks terrible. And that's why I ended up changing it again. And here you can see where I gave it its own background just because it was not fitting well. But I went into transparency and I turned up the transparency so it wouldn't look like it was too bold for the photos, because they're colorful and I would not want the background to overshadow the photos. That was very important. And after all of that, this is what I came up with. Final product. I wanted to make it a little bit larger because it didn't seem like the word popped out. But yeah, this is the vision board. Afterwards, you can go ahead and download it and save it to your phone. Now we're gonna make our physical vision board. So first things first, you need to go to a bookstore or anywhere you can find glue, scissors, and maybe some other stationery that you need. For me, I only needed glue and scissors because I already had what I needed at home. Some people will use sugar board or cardboard as the base for their vision board, but I stopped doing that in high school. Now I use a picture frame to make my vision board. This is just me getting the glue, trying to find out which one is cheaper. Then I found the scissors, and yeah, this is all I need. It's really cost effective because I already had the frame at home. I didn't need to buy anything for that, and I printed the photos I needed at home. So here's what you need if you want to make your physical vision board. This is my frame from 2022. I am going to take out the photos that are in this one to make room for the new one. Even though this says 2022, I made vision boards in 2023 and 2024. It's just that they were digital. But now I decided that I wanted to make a physical and digital one, especially for this video. So I'm just going to take off the photos of this one. And after taking them off, I realized that the word focus wouldn't come off because it's stickers. So I just had to put some blank papers on it or over it to block out that word because my word of the year changed. I lined it up and I made sure that everything was the same measurement, and I glued it onto the board. You can just see the focus down there. Not me, the word. But yeah, I just added some glue to these pages and I paste them on. I try to do this as quickly as possible and without making a mess. But if you are going to make a mess, just use like a paper towel or something to wipe it off, because that's what I did. Yeah, literally. So I just wiped it off and made sure that it was good. So when I put on my pictures, it wouldn't look messy in the frame. So get your pictures and cut them up. You don't have to make them the exact size that they are in terms of how you printed them. You can make them smaller if they don't fit. I'd recommend that you make some small ones and big ones just like we did before, but if they don't fit on the page, you can always cut them smaller. So after I cut them out, try to put everything together, I'll put out the board and I'll make sure that they can fit on the page first before I start gluing them down. So I put them up in the order that I want because I want to see how the photos look together and how I can blend them. You'll see me cut off half of this picture here with the girl running soon, just because it just was too big. So I put them in all different types of directions. I changed them up, and then I was pretty satisfied with how this looked, but by the end you'll see that I even changed it because it just didn't sit well with me in terms of proportion. But because it's your vision board, you can choose what to do with it. So at the end of the day, this is what I came up with. As you can see here, I just put them all over the place. Space was an element in this featured. Afterwards, I was cleaning the glass because I wanted it to be clean. Yeah. And then I put the glass back in the frame and I laid down the photo and made sure that it looked good on the other side, because you have to ensure that it looks good first. So it looked good and I put it back in. I had to nail these down, so it took some time for me to actually get the back or the base of the frame back into the frame, and you don't want that to fall out, so please be careful if you're going to use a frame. Remember, you can just use cardboard or sugar board, and of course put it up anywhere in your house. This is my vision board. Okay, bye.